Yo, Jason here, and today we're doing a run through of my YouTube video making gear. As you know, I'm also a college student, so I got rent, groceries, and such to pay for before I get into buying fun stuff to improve my video with, so also consider this a very value for money conscious gear list as well. I'm actually going to order these things in order of importance for me, so you get the main stuff like my camera up top, and then we'll finish with stuff like my motorized camera slider rig. So let's get going. First off, my camera. It's tough to show footage of the thing you use to shoot video with, so don't be surprised if the B-roll section for this part of the video is lacking, but the Panasonic Lumix G7 has served me well throughout the years. There's always those people that say that Micro Four Thirds is dead every year or so because the autofocus sucks or because the low light performance isn't the greatest, but for me, I still do believe that there's great options, especially for video, from Panasonic, Olympus, or even Blackmagic. Back to my camera though, the Lumix G7 has shot great video, great 4K video, and adequate light for me for several years. You can buy it used these days with the kit for under $400, and while of course there are limitations with the cheap price and age, I still very much enjoy shooting with this guy. Next is my cheap plasticky tripod from Mactrum. I used practically disposable tripods like this one for years before I relatively recently bought a decent video tripod, and while this may have resulted in a lack of pans and tilts in my videos because there is nothing jitterier in life than a $50 plastic tripod, I still think this is a good essential for getting started with video. This guy fits fully into my backpack so I can shoot things between classes. It's extremely light, and sometimes, the way that it's constructed with the extendable head or the super simple controls makes getting set up and running faster than the proper video tripod. Still definitely use this guy a lot. The next item on the list is this 2-pack of Neewer softboxes. I had this one from Amsdeal that was $50 for a while before I got the 2-pack, and honestly, having gone from a softbox with one color temperature, no brightness controls, to the Neewer ones with those controls is amazing. They're the best softboxes I could find with those controls from a reputable brand at that price, and I cannot emphasize enough how important good light is for filming YouTube videos. I will say, assembly was one of the most painful things I've done in a while, but at the end of the day, with these softboxes you get nice, clean video light. Next we got the lenses I use with my camera. I talked about how affordable the G7 is these days with the kit, and while I do absolutely recommend going that route and picking up the kit before investing in other glass, it is also essential that you get a good prime. In fact, the 14 to 42mm kit and 25mm prime, both from Panasonic made for Micro Four Thirds, are what I use for 99% of the footage you see in my videos. I'm not going to dwell here too long, as I did do a full dedicated review of the 25mm f1.7 prime, and I recommend you watch that, look into getting one for yourself if you end up going the Micro Four Thirds route. Next is my mic, and being completely fair here, there's definitely a mismatch between me having this particular mic if you look at it from a pure video making perspective. It'd make a lot more sense to split the $300 price of this mic with the interface into a shotgun mic I could hide at a frame for A-roll, plus a cardioid mic that I could use for voiceovers. The main reason I use this guy for both voiceovers and A-roll though, sometimes even sacrificing seeing my face because of how big this mic is because music. The Rode NT1 is a very generally respected mic for budget music making, and as I'm both a tech video guy and an artist, I thought it'd be best to just stick with this guy for both voiceovers and A-roll and music, until the day that it becomes more worth it for me to get a separate shotgun mic. But hey, I think this guy gives me amazing audio for videos, and of course, especially for voiceovers, where the large footprint of the mic is a non-issue. I suppose I'll throw in these shotgun mics that I actually do have here while I'm at it, that I do use for vlogging. They're not up to the standard that I want for a regular tech YouTube video, but when I'm feeling like filming some lifestyle content, I will pop either the Rode VideoMicro or the Movo VXR10 on top of the hot shoe on my camera and use those guys. The mics are what I used in the productive day in my life and standard day in my life vlogs respectively. Approaching last but not least, there's my video editing software of Vegas Pro that I run on my pre-built PC. Definitely have come full circle with the PC, where there was a point in time where I was like, no, this is the best spec pre-built PC I can get at this price, and now I've come to the realization and understand that prices were inflated at that time, and I could have even got a laptop with potentially better performance, considering my configuration has a relatively weak graphics card despite the i9. Regardless, this boy is here to stay, and it does run Vegas smoothly most of the time. Renders are much nicer now that I can actually complete them in the same day that I started them, and besides the random freezes and crashes that Vegas gives us, there ain't too much to complain about. I will be switching to Premiere in the near future though, as that does come with my tuition. And last but not least, I have a Neewer video tripod combined with a GVM motorized camera slider and an Avella tripod head on top of all that. This combo essentially allows me the motion of a great budget slider and gives me the flexibility of bringing that motion up high, down low, or even at an angle if I wish. The tripod head is needed to complete the package here too, to help keep the slider rails out of frame at certain angles and just give extra flexibility. I'm no expert with this genre of gear, so learning the ropes has been, without a doubt, a learning curve, especially in mounting the camera to the tripod head department, where I kept both these small and large screw on the quick release plate for the tripod head. Found out recently you can actually get rid of the one you don't need and then just keep the one screw on there that you're actually going to use on a regular basis. Obviously this didn't make things the most convenient prior to making this discovery, but I've definitely learned since then. I've learned the basics. I can get this thing assembled relatively quickly. I usually remember to charge the slider, and overall I can get some pretty dope shots out of this rig. I'll drop the prices to all the individual components down below. Anyway, that's basically it for this video. I'm going to be dropping links to all the gear I mentioned down below in the description, in addition to links to the smaller things that I didn't really feel needed their own section, like this mic pole stand thingy and the Promise filters for my camera, and the desk setup video I did that holds everything that I use to produce the videos when I'm editing. Besides that, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time. Plant Boy's not doing the greatest over here. Got these little like spike leaf things falling off of him pretty often these days. Not sure why that's the case, because I've been watering them. Watered these guys like 2 days ago, probably 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's doing like relatively good, which is ironic because that's the one I knocked over prior to filming this video. But yeah.